Hello, today we're gonna talk about type of sentences. We're gonna provide you with a brief explanation. In English and in general in different languages, sentences are fundamental units of communication that convey complete thoughts. They are composed of words organized in a specific structure. We can express ideas, thoughts in general, commands, or questions. We're going to talk about the type of sentences in a general way. And as the first one, we can see the simple sentences. A simple sentence consists of one independent clause, which is a complete thought. The structure has the subject, the verb, and if we have a complement, it's fine. If no, there is no problem, but the most important is to have a subject and a verb. As an example, we have students attend lectures regularly. Now we have the compound sentences. It is a little bit complex, and we can see that a compound sentence contains two or more independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunctions. The coordinating conjunctions we have such as, and, but, or. The structure, we have the independent clause plus a coordinating conjunction plus the independent clause, and we have also a second independent clause, and it is a complete thought with a subject and a verb that can function as a standalone sentence. And in the coordinating conjunctions, we have words like and, but, or, for, nor, yet, and so. They are used to connect independent clauses. And the independent clause, the second, is another complete thought with a subject and verb that could also function as its own sentence. As the first example, we have she studied for hours. That is the first independent clause. And then she took a break. We can see here that we have two different sentences, and they are linked with the word and. They conducted experiments in the lab, but the results were inconclusive. That is also the second example. Here we can see the first independent clause. They conducted experiments in the lab, but is the coordinating conjunction. The results were inconclusive. That is the second independent clause. The complex sentence. A complex sentence has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause, which cannot stand alone as a complete thought. The structure is independent clause plus the subordinating conjunction plus the dependent clause. And here we have the subordinating conjunction plus the dependent clause. The example that we can see here is although she dances beautifully. That is the independent clause. She prefers playing the piano. That is the second independent clause. And the second example we have, since they had studied hard, that is the first independent clause, the students were well prepared. Here we can see the example. It has it is it has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Compound complex sentences. Here it is combined with elements of both compound and complex sentences. It has two or more independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. The structure involves combining two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. This results in a sentence that has both features. And here we have the structure: independent clause plus coordinating conjunction plus the independent clause. Number two, plus the subordinating conjunction plus the dependent clause. And I am going to provide you with the example that is going to be a little bit clear. Students attend lectures regularly. That is the independent clause number one. And they participate in group discussions. That is the independent clause number two. If they want to enhance their understanding of the material, that is the dependent clause. And as a second example and final one, we have while some students worked on their projects, others attended a seminar and they all shared their findings during the class discussion. And as the second theme, we have the transition expressions. These transition expressions help us to maintain a flow in a text. Here they can help us to show one piece of information that is related with another one. In the transition expressions, we can classify them in different categories based on their functions. Addition transitions, we have as an example, furthermore, moreover, in addition, additionally, contrast transitions. Uh, However, nevertheless, on the other hand, although comparison transitions, as the word says, comparison, similarly, likewise, in the same way, cause and effect, as the example we have therefore, consequently, as a result, because, sequential transitions, firstly, next, then, and finally, as the word says, it is a sequence. And the example of transitions we have, for example, for instance, in particular. And to finish, we have the connectors, are words or phrases that link ideas within a sentence, and they help us in order that we can have also a relation in a text. And as an example, we have and, but, or, nor, for, yet, so, and more. In to finishing the subordinating connectors, we have uh, although, because, if, when, since, and while. Thank you.